Yo, what's up guys, it's Shady here. Today we're here with the week 1 battle for the UPBA. This week we're going up against Storm and his San Diego Sneasels. But first, let me start off by saying this is going to be a new league. These should be uploaded on Saturday. That was my mistake. I thought they'd be uploaded on Sundays, and in fact, I'm not even sure if it's going to go up on Sunday. It should go up late Sunday. It may end up going up Monday. I'm really not too sure. But yeah, these will start going up on Saturdays. Yeah, we got, obviously, it's week 1. We got a new team. We took over. It was a points-based draft. So I decided to go with some cool mons, some mons I was looking forward to. I really wanted to grab, what was it? It was Garchomp, because I haven't got to really use it. I used it for, I think it was the first 4 weeks in APA Academy, but I only brought it once, and I pretty much just sacked it to get rocks up. So yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. But anyways, I'll read off our team, read off the opponent's team, and yeah. Cool thing about this league, though, I have seen pretty much almost nobody in this league in the community. So these are going to be a lot of new coaches that I'm yet to really get to face in the format. I mean, there's John Jr., obviously we play him, and we've been in a lot of leagues with him recently. So there's him, there's Zombie, I've been in one league with, he beat me, I think. I can't imagine, because I did really bad this past season. There's Ogle, or I guess OGL being Albina, and that's about it, really. I guess there's also Tone, but like 4 coaches out of the 16, that's a lot of new coaches to face, so this will be really cool. Let me just read off our team. We have the Zero Aura, the Infernape, the Tangrowth, the Donphan, the Mega Aggron, the Aromatisse, the the Gastrodon, the Golbat, the Dusknoir, the Kyurem, and the Alakazam. And our 2 Z users are it's Infernape and Dusknoir. And he has the Celesteela, the Mega Venusaur, the Nihilego, the Milotic, the Haxorus, the Florges, the Mudsdale, the Delphox, the Alolan Ninetales, and the Talonflame. I'm not sure how right that is. I think he made some transactions. I don't remember prepping for a Talonflame. Whenever I was prepping for him. This was a couple weeks back. So I guess he made some transactions. I'm not sure their trades. Yeah, okay. So his team was actually I'm not sure I'm gonna put it up. I usually take screenshots of the doc. The doc is no longer showing the correct team. But yeah, he is packing. He had packed the Celesteela, the Mega Medicham, the Nihilego, the Milotic, the Haxorus, the Florges, the Mudsdale, the Delphox, the Electros, the Frostlass, and the Slacking. And I think his Z users were Slacking, Mudsdale, and Nihilego. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, those are the teams we brought, or the teams we have. Let me quickly go over the team that we have. We have an Adamant, Zap Plate, Zero Aura, Plasma Fist, Knockoff, Grass Knot, Protect. Plasma Fist minus that Zero Aura, not Zero, minus the Mudsdale, nothing swaps in. Knockoff obviously to maybe Scout. I definitely think he's going to have to bring a Scarfer to outpace my Zero Aura. So if we can knock off that Scarf, that would be amazing. And Grass Knot obviously touch that Mudsdale, and then Protect. The Scout for the Mega Medicham fake out, because the only thing really chipping down my Zero Aura minus like a Scarfer. So Plasma Fist runs through his team, man. Nothing takes 2 of them once again, except for that Mudsdale. But I can Grass Knot it and 2KO it, except for if it has the Rindo Berry, which I 100% went to this game thinking he had, so I would have to watch out for that. Next we got a Fizz Def Tangrowth with Giga Drain, Earthquake, HP Ice, and Sleep Powder. Giga Drain obviously for main stab, Earthquake to touch the the Nihilego, and the Delphox, and the HP Ice to touch that Haxorus. Haxorus was a very, very scary mod for my team. and Sleep Powder in case he tried to go Celesteela. I definitely thought that would be his switch into my Tangrowth, and if we could catch that and Sleep Powder it, that would definitely be nice to get that Celesteela pretty much put to sleep and not being able to do anything for a few turns. If he maybe tried to go and maybe if we could get the Sleep Powder on Mega Medicham, that would also be amazing, because our Mega Medicham switch in is this Tangrowth, and even Tangrowth doesn't like taking those hits. Mega Medicham is just such a monster, man. Next we have a Spadef Gastrodon. I wanted a set that could take advantage of the Celesteela. Celesteela was very difficult to break for my team, like to switch into and then start breaking it. So I decided to bring this Spadef Gastrodon with Rindo Berry. I did not think he would carry grass coverage on his Celesteela, nor would he carry Toxic. I would think he'd run like Leech Seed Protect or something like that. So I'm bringing a Waterfall, Earthquake, Curse, and Recover set with the Rindo Berry. Hopefully he doesn't bring in Toxic or nothing, and we can just start cursing up and really pressure that Celesteela. And we are Rindo Berry in order to be bait for that Delphox. Delphox I definitely was a big problem for my team, and if he wasn't Scarf and he was just like able to switch up his moves, my team had a really hard problem breaking it. So I decided to run Rindo Berry for the bait to hopefully get a big EQ off on it. So yeah, and we're basically a mixed wall with it. I don't remember why we ran as much physical defense as we did. It's been a while since I played, but we did have a little bit of physical defense. Next we have our Mega Aggron, which is once again another mixed wall. Once again, I wish I knew why I ran what I did. I want to say I ran that much defense because I lived like a +2 Z or a +1 Z EQ from Haxorus. No, it could have been that. Haxorus was in the Zmon. I don't know then. But I ran some kind of defense with Heavy Slam, Taunt, Rest, Sleep Talk. This just really helped stop Forges from trying to set up and sweep. It helped against the Nihilego, and I guess it also helped against the Electrock and the Frostlass. So yeah, that's why we ran that. And next we got a Grassium Z, Infernape, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Grass Knot, Mach Punch. Flare Blitz obviously for main stab, Earthquake so I could hit the Nihilego and the Delphox, and then Grass Knot so we could hit that Mudsdale and that Melodic, and then Mach Punch for priority, and you'll see why that matters in a second. We're just running max attack 172, running almost no special attack investment, which I kind of regret. I wish I'd put that HP investment into special attack, and you'll see kind of why in the battle. And lastly, we got our Donphin with the Rindo Berry Sturdy, Earthquake, Knockoff, Ice Shard, Rapid Spin, obviously Earthquake for stab, Knockoff to get rid of any items. If we could get rid of that Scarf, once again, that'd be great. Ice Shard, and for priority, and for that Haxorus and Rapid Spin, obviously get rid of hazards with the Rindo Berry. Rindo Berry, once again, was for hopeful bait for that Delphox and get off a big EQ, or even just the knockoff to get rid of its Scarf if that's what he was. And we had 20 attack. Now, this Donphin was brought specifically because Haxorus was a very big problem for my team, and basically with this set, I was hoping I could take a hit from his Haxorus, get off an EQ, then get off an Ice Shard, and then at that point, EQ plus Ice Shard plus Mach Punch from Infernape, all of that killed a Haxorus with the HP investment that I thought he was going to bring. I don't remember what that was exactly, but that was my whole idea behind it. So that's why I brought what I brought. Let's get into the battle here. He ended up bringing the Mega Medicham, the Celesteela, the Mudsdale, the Delphox, the Milotic, and the Florges. I decided to lead off with the Zero Aura because I felt it matched up pretty well. Obviously, I get a mean Plasma Fist off, and I could always just protect the Scalp for whatever he wanted to do. Mega Medicham was going to be offensive. I really didn't know what to expect for that Celesteela. I'm kind of just thinking a Sub-Seed set. I'm definitely thinking, obviously, a bulky Mudsdale with the Rindo Berry. a Delphox. I had no idea to expect. I was scared as hell of that thing, but just based on his team, he brought a lot of walls plus Mega Medicham. Obviously, Mega Medicham can't be Scarfed, so I'm thinking in the back of my mind maybe that Delphox is Scarfed. He had the Melodic and he has a Fortress, which is just gonna Wish Pass. I'm very scared of the Calm Mind Fortress, really hoping that he isn't. But anyways, we just hop into the battle right now. Like I said, we are just gonna bring, or we're just gonna lead with Zeraora. We could always just protect the Scout, and yeah, this is a pretty long battle, so it's gonna be a little bit longer. You'll see why. Here's gonna lead off with the Mega Medicham here, and I decided to protect the Scout for what priority he decided to do, and on the off chance for somebody to click the turn 1 high jump kick, that would be amazing. But here I am once again going to click the protect, as he is going to reveal the fake out, and so that's good to know that he is bringing the fake out. Zeraora only has a 25% chance to KO an uninvested Mega Medicham, and obviously Zeraora is really good in this matchup, so I am not risking that. I'm going to go into my Tangrowth here, as he actually just goes into his Mudsdale, so that's a really good play for me. Obviously there's no way he is staying in, and it is very likely that he is going into the Celestial, which is exactly what he does. So I decided to get the Sleep Powder. Worst case, he stayed in, and even if he stayed in and let his Mudsdale go to sleep, that would be his Plasma Fist switch in, basically put to sleep, and that'd be amazing either way. So here I really wanted to go into Zeraora, but I decided to go into Infernape. I don't really know why I decided to, as he actually just goes into his Milotic here, which really sucked for me, because had I gone Zeraora, we would have gotten off a mean Grass Knot on his Milotic here. Here though, this was a pretty big misplay. I decided here that he would probably end up over-predicting, and I got really impatient. He brought a lot of bulk against me, and so I just decided to pop the Z very early, because I thought Z Grass Knot plus a regular Grass Knot would kill this Milotic after the burn damage if he was physically defensive. But as we'll see here, it actually ends up coming pretty much nowhere close. I only do about 50% with that Z Grass Knot. Luckily he does over-predict and go for the Toxic, but now I pretty much wasted my Grassing Z, and he's just going to get the free recover off. Had I had that special attack investment, maybe I could have killed. I definitely think I probably could have killed. But unfortunately I do not. And so now I get to go into my Zeraora here, because I definitely thought he would recover, which is exactly what he does. And so now we get to fire off the Grass Knot now. This is what should have happened before. I should have gone into my Zeraora on his Celesteela, but unfortunately I do not. And so now we just get to fire off the Grass Knot, as he does swap into his Mudsdale. And as you're going to see here, we're going to fire off the Grass Knot, and he does reveal to be the Rindoberry. So I'm really glad that I popped that now. And because of the Rindoberry, we're not able to kill with a second Grass Knot, so I am going to have to swap out, so I don't have to take an EQ. As I go into my Tangrowth here, free switch into, or it's a very easy switch into Tangrowth every single time, as he does make a good play here and click Stealth Rocks, get them up against my team, which they're pretty annoying for my team, so I will have to try to rapid turn those away later. Obviously, I have no reason to not fire off a Giga Drain here. Celesteela is still yet to burn a turn of sleep, so even if he goes into that, Zeraora can come in for free. As he does just end up going Florges, I don't pack anything to kill this Florges. I obviously can't click Sleep Powder again. Sleep Claws is a thing, and so obviously he is pretty much going to Wish here. I thought that was very obvious. I'm just going to go to Mega Aggron here, because even if he didn't Wish Moonblast, I was going to eat up. And he does indeed end up setting up the Wish. Here, I'm going to swap into my Gastrodon, because I thought he would go Delphox, because Delphox takes the Heavy Slam, and then it would get the Wish, and get back up to nearly full. And Delphox is a problem for my team, so I do go into my Gastrodon here, as he actually ends up going into the Mudsdale and taking the Wish, so this thing is back up at full. Here I decided to click Curse, because I didn't think this Mudsdale would carry Toxic. I thought if anything would click it, or I thought if anything would carry it, it would be the Milotic, and he actually does just go into Milotic here, as I do set up the Curse, and obviously I did not want to stay in here. I don't want to get Toxic on my Gastrodon, so I am going to swap out here into my Tangrowth to scout for that Toxic. So I'm going to go to Tangrowth here, and he does reveal to be carrying the Toxic, so I'm really glad that I made that play to swap out. But that really just means that my Gastrodon's going to have a hard time setting up those curses with his Milotic still around. so I'm going to have to try to find a way to get it out if I want my Gastrodon to start breaking. So here I can once again get a free Giga Drain off, and he is going to just go into Forges. Really wishing I carried like Poison Jab or something on this now, maybe over the knockoff, in order to get this Forges just so I could punish it a bit and not allow it to just come in over and over on these Giga Drains. But no, I can't. It's too late now. I'm already in the battle. In fact, I've already had the battle, obviously, so not a lot I can do about that. And he's just gonna get the free Wish off once again, as I'm gonna take this toxic damage. And rather than going Mega Aggron, I decide that he is gonna obviously click the Wish, and so this would be a nice chance to get my the rocks off the field with my Donphan. So I am gonna go into Donphan, and he is gonna once again click the Wish, and he is just gonna get the leftovers and all that. Stay up pretty healthy. I'm yet to really hit this Forges, and I'm just gonna fire off the Rapid Spin and get rid of these hazards, as he is just gonna go into Mudstone here, and I really can't prevent this thing from non-stop setting rocks up, because I eventually am gonna have to swap out. I'm not gonna be doing a lot to this thing, especially because it's just gonna keep getting the defense boost with the stamina. So unfortunately, I am gonna have to try to get rocks off later. Here I'm just gonna fire off the EQ in order to let him set up rocks and to scout for his spread, so I can know if I can 2KO with Grass Knot, and based on that EQ damage I can indeed 2KO with Grass Knot. So he's just going to reset his rocks up again, and I decide I can just spin here, and then next turn he'll end up setting up the rocks, and I can get the free switch in and something. And so I'm going to get the spin off, and he's actually going to reveal that he has Toxic on this thing as well, meaning that my Gastrodon really is not going to be able to set up too much, and at this point its only job is going to be the Delphox bait and hopefully get the big damage off on it. I obviously can't set up with at least 2 of his mons running Toxic. So here I decided to go to my Tangrowth, as he does end up setting up his rocks, and at this point I'm realizing that I am in a losing battle because he has 2 Toxic mons. I don't think I brought Toxic on any of my mons this week, something I rarely do. I really like Toxic, and I realized that I'm really gonna have to do something crazy in order to get this, in order to break this Forges wishing into his walls, and you'll see what I end up having to do later in order to make sure I can have a chance at winning this game and breaking his walls. So here, I went into my Tangrowth as he set up the rocks, and he can go Forges, and he goes Forges on my Tangrowth as I double into Donphan, predicting the swap in order to get my free spin off. And here I go into the Mega Aggron, predicting the Mudstone, and because obviously I can come in on the Forges pretty freely. And I know that's kind of weird, you know, why would you go into a Mega Aggron on a Mudstone? Well, as you guys know, I am carrying Taunt. I can outspeed that Mudstone, and because I am a Mega Aggron, I can take the EQs pretty decently, and I can always rest off the damage. So I do decide to go into my Mega Aggron and hopefully prevent this thing from setting up the rocks, as he's just going to go into his Mudstone and catch the Wish and get all the way back up to full. So here we are going to Mega Evolve, gain the filter ability, which is really going to help us take that EQ pretty well, and I'm going to outspeed and get the taunt off, and now he's not going to be able to set up his rocks, which is really nice. So at this point here I'm going to go for the Heavy Slam, predicting the Forges, since I thought the Tangrowth coming in was pretty obvious. But thinking back on it, he had no reason to ever like make that prediction, since Forges takes nothing from Tangrowth either way, and I do nothing to that Tangrowth or to the Mudstone. It's just fire off an EQ and crits, which doesn't really end up mattering too much. Here I have to click the rest in order to make sure that I can click taunt or go for sleep talk and hope for the taunt, because if I don't rest this turn, then I have to make a 50-50 between whether he would go for rocks and EQ and whether I should rest or taunt. I really didn't want to have to make that play. Mega Aggron was really nice this game. So he does end up just clicking the EQ again as I rest. I end up going for the sleep talk here, and we do get rest, so I don't get the taunt off, and he's going to just click the stealth rocks, and he's going to get his rocks up, which is unfortunate. So now I have to find a different time to set up or to get the spin off. Here I decide to go into my Tangrowth. Obviously I can't really do a lot to this thing. or he can't do a lot to me, as he's just going to reveal his final move to be Roar, and he's going to roar me into my Infernape. And as much as I loved Infernape and Zero Aura as an offensive duo in this game, in this matchup, I decide this is where I'm going to have to make the play in order to break his team, and I'm going to have to let my Infernape go down here and just click the Grass Knot to get a bunch of damage off on this Mudsdale. I felt Infernape was the better sack than the Zero Aura because, one, Zero Aura had no switch-ins now that this Mudsdale's weakened, and Infernape can get stopped by Melodic pretty well, as we've seen, and because Zero Aura would have better longevity, whereas Infernape would be taking Flare Blitz damage and stuff like that. So I do decide to let my Infernape go down there, as he did end up kicking the EQ and killing me. So I could just go into my Zero Aura and click the Grass Knot, as he did go into his Forges. And here, because of our set, we can just stay in. I know he could take a Moonblast. I'm willing to take the Moonblast, and we can just fire off a big Plasma Fist and bring this Forges down to about 20%. And this thing is now very, very weak, as he's just going to set up the Wish. So now Zero Aura is looking really, really nice. I definitely think the Infernape sack was the play. As much as I really like Infernape this matchup, he just had to do that for the team. And now I'm just going to fire out the Grass Knot in case he tried to go into the Mudsdale. I can't allow him to patch a Wish into it, otherwise the Infernape sack was going to be in vain. So I do click Grass Knot, as he did get the Protect, but even if he's getting the Protect, I'm still able to out damage his guaranteed Wish and his leftover with my Plasma Fist. So here I'm just going to click Plasma Fist as he does go into his Mudsdale. And then I'm going to click Grass Knot on his Mudsdale as he decided to go into Forges. Obviously trying to catch me on a misprediction and try to kill me, but I'm just going to keep attacking what is in front of me. I don't really care too much. I will let him do the over-predicting. So here he's going to click the Protect. This is what I do. I'm just going to click the Plasma Fist once again. Like I said, I'm just going to attack what's in front of me. If he wants to try to over-predict, good on him. The only thing I'm really scared of at this point is him catching me on a Grass Knot and going into a Stealth Fox. That would be the one thing that would really, really scare me. Here's going to go to Mudsdale, and this is where I thought, if anything, he would make that play, and I really wanted to click Plasma Fist. No, I wanted to click Knockoff, but it just didn't kill. And so here I decide in the end just to click the Grass Knot, and luckily he does not go into that Delphox, and his Mudsdale is now gone, and now I am free to click Plasma Fist and just across his team. So here's going to go into his Mega Medicham here, and I'm going to click Protect, scout what he wants to do, maybe click Side Jump Kick, but he is just going to click the Fake Out. Here I can go into my switch into this, which is my Tangrowth, and obviously you can see here we're at nearly full. We should be able to at least take 2 of them, even with the Toxic and Rocks, but as you're going to see here, he's going to click the Zen Headbutt, and he is going to get the mean crit. So that really sucked, because my Tangrowth can no longer take another hit from this thing. So here I decided to make an interesting play. I just need a little bit of chip on this Mega Medicham in order to ensure that we can kill with the with the Plasma Fist from our Zero Aura. So here, knowing that I could take I could take a Zen Headbutt from this thing, and I did not think that he would click High Jump Kick, like he had no reason to risk the miss. I decided to go into my Donphin here, and I can just click the Ice Shard, and to get the damage off. I really don't need this Donphin too much. He didn't bring the Haxorus. Unfortunately though, we aren't going to be able to get the Rapid Spin, so now we have to deal with Roxy the rest of the game. So that's kind of unfortunate. But he's just going to kill me once again with the second Zen Headbutt, and here we're just going to go into our Zero Aura, and now we can kill with the Plasma Fist, as he's going to reveal the Bullet Punch. So he is carrying double priority. I'm really lucky that he didn't click the Bullet Punch against my Donphin, to be honest. But I guess he just didn't really think about Ice Shard. So here we're just going to click the Plasma Fist, and we're going to pick up the KO on the Mega Medicham. So that's really nice. Down goes that. And now he's going to go into a Delphox. And like I said at the beginning, before, when we were just looking at the matchup, I definitely thought that he was going to be a Scarfer. So I decided here that I can just go to my Tangrowth to sack it. It's not really doing too much at this point. And I can see what he locks himself into, as he has clicked the Flamethrower, and he is just going to kill my Tangrowth. He's going to obliterate that thing back. So here I can just go into my Gastrodon. If you tried to kill me with the Grass Knot, we can live in EQ, and we'll know that he's no longer a Scarf, but he is going to swap into his Milotic. and I predict the swap into the Milotic, and plus I knew that I could take a Grass Knot if he did, you know, reveal not to be Scarfed. And so I go into my Zera Aura, and now I get the freest Plasma Fist against his team. Nothing is going to appreciate this, as he just decided to go into his Celesteela and sack it. Honestly, at this point, I'm pretty sure the only reason you really kept Celesteela around was so that I couldn't put anything else to sleep, such as that Delphox, because obviously I can't click it again, that'd be breaking sleep pause. So here I'm just going to go and click the Plasma Fist. Wait, did he outspeed me? I think he just outsped me. I think he was Scarf Celesteela. I didn't notice that beforehand. Oh wow. Okay, I may have just missed all that. You can ignore me. But here he can go into his Delphox. I'm gonna protect the scout what he locks himself into. As he just clicked the Psyshock. So I'm just gonna go into my Mega Aggron here, and here he is just gonna end up staying in and clicking the Psyshock once again. So we can obviously eat that up pretty well. And obviously you can have to swap out unless he reveals not to be Scarf, which would be wild. But he does end up swapping, you know, at this point we can just say he's Scarfed. As he does end up going to Milotic, I'm gonna have to go for the Sleep Talk here. And at this point there's about 10 minutes left on the timer. And so I know that Delphox is looking like it could easily just clean off all my team with the right predictions. And so I'm starting to have the timer stall at this point. I'm timer stalling. I get super lucky there and get the Sleep Talk off so he can't recover, because my Milotic can take a hit from full from my Plasma Fist. So here I end up waking up and clicking the Heavy Slam because I'm pretty sure I can kill the Milotic because of the taunt with the burn and the Heavy Slam damage. He ends up going to his Fortress, which I thought was a really bad play. Like, considering he can very obviously tell that I'm timer stalling at this point, so to let himself go down 3-2 with timer on the line, I thought that was a pretty weird play. Here, I'm going to go into my Gastrodon, and I'm really hoping that he doesn't click the Grass Knot, because with the Stealth Rocks, it's looking like it can kill me after the Rindo Berry, and he does indeed click Grass Knot, so good play on him. And here, I decided, oh, I can just go into my Mega Aggron and just fire off another taunt for free. Or I can go to my Zera Aura, and but I end up actually clicking the move too late. I timer stall myself, and I end up having, and it ends up making me forced to stay in, and I end up just attacking my Gastrodon for no reason, which puts me in a panic because he can 2-hit KO me at this point, but or he could end up reverse timer stalling me because he has a lot more HP than I do. But luckily he actually doesn't end up doing that. I go into my Zera Aura and I make a big brain play and click knockoff. I knew my Milotic would come in, but we wanted to burn another turn so that we could get timer down as close as we could. And we do end up knocking off as he does go into his Milotic. And now we can go into, we could click Plasma Fist, we could kill the Milotic. He goes into his Delphox and he does end up running out of time. So that's going to be game, and we're going to win 2-1 against Storm. That's GG. I kind of ended up kind of falling a bit behind there at the end. Sorry about that. That's just a lot I wanted to talk about. But yeah, that's going to be game. At that point, I like I said, I clicked Heavy Slam because I thought that I could heal with Burn plus Heavy Slam because he was taunted, he couldn't recover. But he went to Fortress. I didn't know why he did that because he go down 3-2. But I guess maybe he just miscounted sleep turns. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Like, it really sucked that I went into the Milotic, or no, that I stayed in with Gastrodon because I took too long to pick my move. That was unfortunate, but like, there wasn't a ton I could do. I mean, that was just my own fault. Nothing. I just should have paid attention to time more. I was just really thinking about that play, I think it was. Yeah, I ended up being the game. The Protect would have helped me in the end there as well, Zera Aura. That really sucked for him because he could have won with Delphox. At that point, he won with 4 flamethrowers because I would have like tried to protect and try to stall out or something like that probably. But like, had there been no timer, he would have won with like a few more flamethrowers at that point. That's really unfortunate for him, but you know, we do what we have to do to win. And so we do pick up the 2-1 win. I think it counts as technically just a 1-0. So once again, GG to Storm. We move on to 1-0. And next week we go up against JB Westside and his, I don't know his team name, I do not remember. Anyways, I don't think you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry for this battle being late next week. And from next week and onward, they will start being up on Saturdays like they should be. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go check out all the coaches and all that. Everything will be in the description below. Make sure to check out our opponent. Make sure to like if you did enjoy it and subscribe for more league content. But anyways, guys, this has been Shady, and I'm out. Peace.